Abductors are Fulani, says ZAMAFARA EMIR, who spent a month in kidnappers' den. Welcome to the news and please subscribe to our channel. According to the monarch, his abductors were Fulani from Nigeria and some from neighboring countries. The Emir of Bungudu in Zamfara State, Alhaji Hassan Attahiru, has narrated how he was abducted by kidnappers along the Kaduna to Abuja road last year. According to the monarch, his abductors were Fulani from Nigeria and some from neighboring countries. Over the past few years, Fulani herdsmen have been accused of being involved in attacks leading to abductions, a development that has created ethnic tension, but the Fulani have repeatedly denied masterminding such attacks. Speaking with Daily Trust, Attahiru said, like everybody else has been explaining, you were on your way and suddenly people started shooting and a driver tried to maneuver, but others came from behind and attacked and picked up people, killed a couple of others and took you into the bush, walked for about 2 days, then you were taken to their camp. I spent 30 days in their camp. Apart from the 2 days we used them walking to that place. And it was during the rainy season, so it was raining day and night. That was why I said the strength some of us had must have come only from God. I was not the only person. There were a few others, including young women in my group. We all went through hell, thanks to God. I would not want to compromise some situations, so I would not want to go into very depth specifics, but it was an open place. That the advantage of maybe hearing and seeing people from there. The people who kept watch over the victims were different from those who went for operations. These are young illiterate people who were into drugs and other things. They were those who were a little bit older were the ones who would go and scavenge for victims. Substantially, they were from Fulani, Nigeria, and some from neighboring countries. I knew that some of them were from Niger. Some of them even had training outside the country because the way they were speaking, they were Fulani of all dialects. We had somebody who understood Fulfidi very well, so he used to tell us the difference among dialects because our knowledge of the language was very little. Of course, there were others from the surrounding villages who conquered and recruited, and were recruited into the activities. My goodness. So this is an Emir story. I think people who come out now, people who will come out and say things like, oh, this one is a lie, they have started again with their religious bigotry. I hope this time around they're not going to be attacking it. Most Northerners will be mute now since this post is not about Biafra or Yoruba nation. Only truth shall set a man free, yet Buhari government has done nothing tangible against his kinsmen. This is why I said, see, it is not easy to become a leader. Those who want to become a leader by all cost, they know it's not easy. So if they come and you're coming to say you want to be a leader, then first of all, from that your ambition self, that is when they'll start looking at you. Yes. Emir, are you sure your abductors are not IPOB, members of Sunday Igboho group? Nonsense, you just realize that bandits are purely Fulani just because it has happened to you. Don't worry. Men of the Northern Lights will soon begin to reap what they have planted. This is bad. This is bad. When your former governor Ahmed Yerima was laying the foundation for today's crisis in the north by introducing Sharia law instead of infrastructure, you and others were clapping for him. Now is the harvest time of what you people sowed. Let me say this, for the fact he's saying some of them are young and they're into drugs. I'm not coming out to say, oh, what these people did is actually good, but I'm coming out to say, do you know that unfortunately, these three things that I've been crying out, that these three things have been the problem of both the indigenous people of Biafra. It is the root cause of all problems, and of course, Yoruba nation. These three things, equity, fairness, and justice, is also the problem of what these people are facing. If everybody is given a level playing ground, if everybody has the opportunity to go to school and see that life can be better with education or exposure, I don't think there are people who are going to be in the bush doing these things. To be sincere, to be very sincere, these people have been in their, I think it is a taboo for them to be exposed in their religion, because it's like the more you keep them in the dark, the more they can act in manners that are, no. I just wonder what is wrong with Northern Nigeria youth. They sit down and follow footsteps of this old nonsense politician, misleading them on religious grounds. While the whole northern region has been affected by all manner of terrorist groups brought by the same politicians to kill and destroy the same people that elected them into power. Such a pity. Even one of the most peaceful states, KB, is under attack. That KB shocked me. KB used to be like, KB, they finally broke into KB. No state in the north is peaceful. No state at all. You speak as if you don't know before. They are sons, and doing most of your elites are benefiting. Who cares about your story? Because you people fail to speak the real truth of the cost of religious, ethnic sentiment and barbarism you have towards the South. Let all others in your shoes and not protest your government like that. Unfortunately, I don't know if they're going to find the strength to do that. I don't know. You failed to speak up when we needed you to speak up against the killers, the kidnappers, because of tribal and religious sentiment. You are more interested in Heli Baba than saying things the way it is. Today, you are talking now because it has directly affected you. 90% of Northerners are in perpetual situation caused by this criminal bandit. The locals are now setting local security outlets like Yambanga or Yansakai to protect their communities, since the government has abandoned them to the mercies of this miscreant. Medias are not reporting the atrocities of this criminal satanic agent constantly. To tell you the truth, you know that I always say that for everyone news that makes it to the media or that makes it to the public eyes or ears, that there are 5 or more that are not able to make it. This is it. Media are not reporting the atrocities of this criminal satanic agent constantly. The problem with Nigerians is the politicians, elites, oligarchs make us become enemies of ourselves. Exactly. They don't want us to not unite. Sincerely, I'll keep referring to incest protest 2020. That thing shook them. These people were visibly scared. They were shaking to their core because they have not seen a kind of a protest where Christian, Muslims, they were there. Muslim want to say their prayers, they said their prayers. Christian wants to say their prayers, they say their prayers. There is no you and Igbo. They cooked together. They did things together. Men, we were forced to reckon with. That is why we should come together rather than fight each other for any cause at all, for anything to go right in this country. Okay, on this note, we've come to the end of the news to say thank you for tuning in to listen. Until I come your way next time, enjoy the rest of your day.